Then I shall remain by your side. can't come in.
I don't like it here. One day, I'm going to have proper raiment.
Got something for me?
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Ah, but in place of a reward, only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide what yet, at times. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when an unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and by chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, so, he was put into our care.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Here he is. This young man, we've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Come. We've medicine to prepare.
You there. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day. It started with a slight fever, and now...
See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it.
He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough. Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's... Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the gracious hand, come tell me of them, won't you?
Might I beg but a...
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's?
He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical... None of the other sisters are permitted entry. Tell Liz, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind, which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet...
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. And none save the abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who... You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find... you've my Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
I suppose 'tis so.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Aptly said.
With the aid of Sir Kendrick and his helper in locating certain documents, it was a royal library that was sealed off by a sovereign in a bid to pass the throne on to his own descendants. This sovereign, alas, 'twould seem that no, yet 'tis clear it serves them not. Almost laughably so. What can we learn from this? Those who make light of history. Fine timing, sir, fine timing indeed. My time in that tenebrous jail has only hastened the deterioration. I stare at the page, but the letters stubbornly refuse to take shape. Yet these old eyes might serve some use if only I could wear the spectacles I had specially. Alas, they were as I recall, prisoners' possessions are held within the palace storeroom. 'Tis a place to which few, though as I hear it, masquerades are being held of late. Should you happen to enter the venue, mayhap you would find an opportunity to liberate my poor spectacle. What say you? Would you? I am in your prey. Infiltrate the venue.
Ah, sir, I see. After the rather strongly worded letter I received, I feared as much. It was under unique circumstances, shall we say, that Daphne came to reside. But you must understand, the House of the Blue Sunbright is our most generous. Thus, for the sake of all who though it pains me to perpetuate.
Do you perchance remember me? You once knew me as maid to the young master, Sebastian. Well, I'm his maid no longer. Though I meant no harm, the mistress saw fit. Tell no other soul of this. But the girl I had you fetch was none other than Sebastian's own twin sister. Afeard of inviting conflict over their inheritance, Daphne's family branded her accursed, yet the loss of her newborn child drove the mistress half mad with grief. She's been bedridden. I had hoped the sight of her long-lost daughter might rekindle some vital spark within my mistress. 'Twould seem it was not to be.
Let me get that.
In the end, my good intentions served only to rob me. I suppose 'twas no less than my due for meddling in the affairs of the noble.
Dead on my feet. Maybe I'll keep
There's got to be something. Here you are, sir. From me to you.
perfect spot for a key. it.
What was I supposed to do? I've clean forgotten. This is my sort of place, the more the merrier. Hail! Well met, somebody. How might I be of service?
Peril can result from a moment's incaution. How might we enter the basement sick room?
Not a bad idea.
First oil my equipment.
Sarnes. I'm nodding off where I stand. Oh dear.
Devoutness and patience are two sides of one coin.
What was it? Same. They are trained.
Like I always say.
Wish I could go on an adventure. What do you think? Does this...
I just want to live it.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
One hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate.
This ox cart's bound for the... I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
We're done for.
I grant you lightning attack. Not loud. I shan't allow any further combat.
Sleep magic?
One might confidently call that a resound.
Apologies, but I can't offer you...
Do not test me. All's lost.
Wolves drawn in!
I doubt I can do anything.
fine place to harvest some ingredients.
We could pick some now, and you... I happen to understand Elvish, Master.
An impressive view. We can infer much of the lay of the land from here.
Perhaps we might take a moment to savor the scene.
I quite agree. I shall take the opportunity to round. No dawdling. The Arisen calls.
Very well, if I must. I know not why, but the words basement, sick room set my hair on end. Shall we investigate?
Well, I will protect
you. Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
I expect this would fetch a fair sum at market.
Perhaps fortune has deigned to aid us at last.
Fire's fury shan't be of aid against this foe.
No sense burning it then. Come, let me grant you wings.
Yes, Master. I shall hasten to your aid. Let my magic grant you an elemental boon. Arisen! Are you alright? How might we enter the basement city?
Aptly said.
Saurians!
Fire is not its weakness, but its strength.
Someone, help me!
Someone is being attacked, Master. Perhaps we ought to intervene?
There's no great shock to me.
It was excellent. I could have done no better.
You'll have to excuse me. I have a job to attend to.
A friendly face at last. I cannot. If I might be so bold as to impose upon you again, would you be willing to accompany me to the cenotaph? I fear there are none else to whom I can turn. And if this is not done, the road through these grounds shall forever remain. Oh, thank you!
We are to escort our charge to the cenotaph. Shall we be on our way? Pray, allow me to show you the way.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to leave the way for a change.
Are we ignoring the enemy today?
Let us defer to the Arisen's judgment.
I suppose 'tis so.
I was the one tasked with maintaining the cenotaph, you see. It was a simple duty. I shall be honest with you, sir. I have been neglecting my duties. What good will it do, I asked myself, ringing a bell out here before long? Skeletons and phantoms started springing up a night and putting each other to the blame.
Very well. I shall return.
From what I've learned, the war twixt Vermund and that bell, see, the spell cast upon the very same grimoire that...
It is hard to find my footing in this darkness. My magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the
That was thrilling. I did not know I could feel so alive.
Oh, 'twasn't. All that remains is to ring the bell. Oh no. Without it, this is a mere bell. It can do naught to halt the magics at work here. Sir, if you happen to spy the missing grimoire on your travels, would you bring... I cannot fulfill my duty without it.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it. I shan't allow any further harm to come to you.
Unless there's no point in it, I'm not interested.
This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
Would be a fine spot to rest, should we have need of one. You'll not live to regret this! In truth, I'm unready to part from this place. Might I not be allowed to explore it further?
A covetous nature is likely to invite two planets. This foe is nigh unstoppable when 'tis wrong. We must do all we can to prevent it from losing its temper. How are we meant to attack it without this agreement? We're unlikely to find any warm hearths down here.
We'd best be prepared to make our own light before we proceed.
By your leave.
Come to test your wits. Seeker's tokens are treasures in... Yet where was it that you found your first? Ah, I see I needn't have worried. Well sought and well found. I trust it was a pleasant jaunt. As promised, you shall have your prize. Look for it in yon chest.
A resounding success.
Come to test your wits. Love is as twin to madness, they say. They are so bring forth your most beloved to me, that I might gauge the depth of your insanity. The parent knows the child, yet the reverse is far from true. The child knows not I am a lost child, for so bring to me my parent, that I might better learn.